basic introductory technical analysis for beginners. Starting off with nano dimension, first important concept that I want everyone to grasp is how to actually draw the support and resistance lines. Support lines are just the lines and the areas where price action will typically bounce off. You know, it's not 100% guaranteed. Nothing in technical analysis is, right? It's not financial advice. You know how it is. Resistance is about the exact opposite, is where price action will go and then get rejected typically. All right, that's one example. Here's another example right here. Okay, so basically the basic fundamental principles with support and resistance lines, you just want to draw them with the most touch points and also with the most recent touch points. It's not perfect. Okay, we're going to be going over several examples today that I specifically chose for their uncleanness, because the examples that you will see in an article that I will link in the description that hopefully you will read if you want to actually level up your investing knowledge and technical analysis skills. Most of those examples are really clean, really, no false breakouts. Okay, this is a false breakout if you do not know what that is. It's when you break a level of support or resistance and then you try to confirm it, but you end up just slipping back into the pattern. Okay, this is a false breakout. These are this is probably the number one reason why new traders and investors lose money in the stock market. Okay, besides just, Wall Street bets, just randomly just YOLOing in random stocks, nothing wrong with Wall Street bets. I actually enjoy them. They're very funny. I actually really enjoy them. But that's basically how you draw support and resistance lines. Okay, one important topic actually is Fibonacci retracement levels. I did see some comments about this. This is fairly complicated. Try to take notes. Try to remember as much as you can. Okay, basically the fundamental principle is just to place the base at the start of the run-up of the increase in price action, the substantial increase. Place the top at the peak, and this is important. I've seen several other YouTubers do this, and they just do this. It's good. That's not actually good. Okay, this will result in inaccurate support and resistance levels. And if you are setting buy orders, this will literally be the difference if you make an order, get it filled or not sometimes. So you definitely want to be accurate. Okay, and this is going to be confusing. I know it will be probably for some of you, but with these levels, if you can see right now, there's really not that much clear resistance levels based on the Fibonacci levels. Okay, these gold levels, right? There's really not. We have a ton of false breakouts. Okay, here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on one second. Did not mean to do that. Okay. Okay, that's gonna be good for now. We're not even worried about that for now. But here's another one. Here's another one. Well, not really there, but here's another one. Here's another one. Okay, you see what I mean. All right, but anyways, the point I'm trying to drive home here is you're gonna have to play around with where you actually place the Fibonacci. Okay, I'm actually just gonna draw another one because that one's being annoying. Okay, this is an example. Okay, you could start it right here. You could start it right here. You could start it right here. It's like, where's the base of the run-up? It's not scientific. These are not 100% guaranteed indicators. This is just what you can do to get a better idea for the price action. All right, this is where I would place it. This is what it looks like to me based on, anecdotal personal experience doing this for a long time. This is where I would say this is probably most accurate. But why do I actually think that? Well, because I actually did this before and I've already analyzed and seen that these levels actually are more respected by the price action. Okay, what do I mean by that? We have one touch point there. That's almost a perfect validation right there. And also keep this in mind, whatever happens with the Fibonacci support and resistance levels before the peak, before where this top layer that you're drawing it to is, none of this price action is going to reflect these levels typically, most of the time. Sometimes, what we see, we see some potential resistances there, not really perfect validations, but, okay, we have a perfect validation right there, perfect validation here, respecting of support levels. Okay, check this out. This 61.8% support level, these three levels in the middle are typically very strong support levels. Okay, this is what I like to see. This is why I think this level where I draw it up, where I drew the base at, this is why I think this is accurate, more accurate, certainly more accurate than when I drew it up like over there. Okay, we have validations that these are both perfect validations. Okay, this is what you want to see when you're doing a Fibonacci retracement. And what the point of these basically is to just see what the potential entry points are. Okay, if you've seen videos on the channel, you already know some of this probably. You want to see, I also love, this is personally, I don't see many other people talking about this, but when you see two support levels intersecting like this, that if you can catch an entry point on those typically do very well. Of course, it's not financial advice, do your own research and everything, but those are my opinions in regards to the Fibonacci. Okay, let's take a look at another example real fast. And by the way, real quick, this overall chart pattern we haven't even touched on. This is called a symmetrical triangle. This is bullish. Why is this bullish? Because the previous price action, macroscopically, it was in an upward direction. That means this is bullish. Typically with triangles, if the previous movement was bullish, then this will typically be bullish. And when I say bullish, I mean it has a higher chance when we come to the breakout day. Potentially, it can break out to the upside or downside before at any time, but it's not likely. This means that if it's a bullish symmetrical triangle, it has a higher chance of breaking to the upside rather than to the downside. It can still do either, of course. This is not even taking into account the fundamentals or news, and news always trumps catalysts typically. Okay, not always, but most of the time you get news, you can push it either way, and that they just blow through supports. Okay, next example. You can see this one's a little more hard to follow. What is this action we got going on right here, right? We got another false breakout, one right here. This is called a descending triangle. Okay, we have steady support and we have a descending resistance line. Okay, you may be wondering, what the heck is this thing doing? Okay, this is actually how you draw a price target. Okay, let me delete this so you can actually see the process real quick. If you're on Weeble, just make a trend line from the highest point to the lowest point at the beginning of the triangle, and then place it right here. In this case, this is a bullish descending triangle. Why is this bullish? Because previously we are in an upward moving channel, roughly. Let's take a look at the daily real fast. That gives you a better picture of why this is bullish. Okay, that would be the price target. And listen, these price targets, they come true. They don't come true all the time. Okay, this is technical analysis probabilities. Understanding this will level up your investing knowledge in a huge way, in my opinion. But these are not technically necessarily going to happen. Okay, we'll see what happens with this one. BCRX, I am looking for an entry point potentially if we do confirm the breakout. What do I mean by confirm the breakout? Exactly. I mean break above this resistance line, confirm this previous resistance line as the new support by bouncing off of it and closing. This is important as well. This is a little complicated. Stay with me. And closing a few hourly candles above the previous resistance line, or 4 hourly candles. 4 hourly candles or even more. Basically, the more time you spend above a previous level, support or resistance, the more accurate that level will act as the opposite. Okay, it's a little confusing, but you will definitely get it. Okay, you'll definitely get it. Let's look at one more example. Okay, we're gonna be looking at 1 hour chart on Bitcoin. Okay, we're gonna be looking at a cup and handle. Here's the cup. Okay, typically cups, I'm going to give you an example of what a typical textbook perfect cup and handle will look like. You will rarely find perfect cup and handles. This is basically the movement that it will have. We'll try to replicate it. Okay, it's basically going to be even, exactly. Okay, it was like even proportions, even angles that it's going to be going at. Okay, this is what a real cup and handle looks like. Okay, on the Bitcoin chart, we have this horizontal line right here. This is the resistance point. You're going to typically, basically what happens, if I was just to describe it verbally to someone who wasn't watching, you're going to be at a high point. This is your resistance. You're going to get rejected. You're going to go down. You're going to slowly go down gradually, and then you're going to hit the middle point. Then you're going to slowly gradually go up. That's roughly what we see here. Okay, how do you calculate the price target for this? Okay, what is this thing? Okay, you may be wondering. Well, this is how you calculate the price target. You just draw a trend line from, let's do it again so you can get it. If you're on Weeble, this is extremely easy to do. You just take a trend line, place at the top, vertical trend line, and then take it to the bottom right here. Okay, roughly. Okay, that's diagonal, but it's roughly the same. And we're not actually measuring it. This is just for example. Okay, I was autistic kind of, but okay, let's fix that. There we go. But okay, also the handle. This is also a very important point. This is not a textbook handle. Typically handles, let me just show you real quick. Typically handles, this is how the resistance line is supposed to look. It's supposed to be descending, and then when you actually break out of the resistance lines, that is when you are supposed to hit these price target. And remember, the price target is calculated by taking this horizontal resistance line that you have touched two times and dragging it to the lowest point that will typically be in the middle of the cup and handle pattern. Typically when you break this handle, okay, in this case we're looking, this handle is very rough. Okay, it's not textbook at all. But when we broke this, the price target is roughly around this area. We did break it and tried to climb to that area. we did get rejected by this very important level of resistance. It has been resistance and support. Currently, it is now support for Bitcoin. Okay, look at Bitcoin. It's trying to rally right now as we speak. But this is an extremely important level of resistance. That is why, one of the reasons potentially why it didn't hit this price target. This is basically just me telling you that the price targets are fairly accurate most of the time, not always. Do your own research and invest in companies you believe in. So if the price target doesn't happen and you are down, you will not panic sell. You will hold, and if it's a good company and you did your due diligence properly, you will be fine in a month, guaranteed, basically, unless a market crash. You know, that's always a risk of a market crash, right? This will be linked in the description for your viewing pleasure. You are welcome. Reversal patterns, continuation patterns. Take a look at all this stuff. Flag pennants. We didn't even, okay, real quick, let me just go ahead and show you. This is a bull flag, by the way, a bull pennant. I don't know if I mentioned that, but this is a bull pennant. This is bullish, very bullish. Okay, BioNano, watch the BioNano video. You will learn how to do a price target for these. Okay. Take a look at all this. This is great stuff. Head and shoulders. We didn't even touch on head and shoulders. That is a bearish pattern. You definitely want to know about those. At the bottom, this is an inverted head and shoulders. This is actually bullish. Okay, but current positions. Let's take a look at current positions. AGTC, I am currently holding. Let's actually take a look at how we're doing currently. We're up 10% on the day. Okay, yeah, I'm still holding. We were up like 40 to like 70% on this pre-market and after hours. I held through it. I did think there was going to be more buying pressure, but if we actually take a look at this real quick, look at this huge spike in volume. Holy crap. I do think we're going to retest this level of resistance for the by the end of the day. Probably, maybe not. You know, who knows? If the market takes a dump again today, like it did yesterday, for that little period of time, we're all going to be screwed. Oh man, I hate how the market dips and screws my stocks over. But these are the price targets. We do have BCRX and OCGM. We are considering investing in these currently, and we did actually go over BCRX in one of the examples. There's not really much new news here. I will be going over this later and more videos. Okay, probably more on that. Relevant information in regards to the title has finished now. Feel free to click off, my friends. This is irrelevant information. If you stay here, just, you know, this is the quality of content that most other finance YouTubers give. Okay, wasting time, beat around the bush. This is where I rant and do pointless stuff like that. The future likes and subs, I will never put ads on my videos, literally never. Hold me accountable to that. Remind me every video. I don't care. I'm never going to do it. I promise you, okay? I will never ask for likes or subs in the important part of the video. Okay, I would never do that. Our obstacles. Okay, this is actually pretty important, I think. I've already had a couple YouTubers like on my comments to them. I've already seen them removing my comments. I feel like there is a high chance that we will be ignored by big YouTubers as we continue to grow. Okay, I'm expecting extremely high growth in the channel. You know, I'm an optimist. You can call me an optimist. That's fine. But I think we're doing great things here. You know, and this is going to be the new standard. That's one of my goals here with this channel. I want the standard for finance and investing channels, and really for any channel, is to not have five ads literally interrupting every 10 seconds, and then factor in the like and subscribe, Weeble link, give me more money, merch, you know, all that. You know, don't do that. You know, it's so simple to just, I don't know how no one else has thought of it about this. It's so simple. I'm sure someone else does it in the YouTube community. I don't know of any personally. Buying power, this is extremely important, guys. We talked about the flash crash in yesterday's video. You have to have buying power on the side, ready to pounce when the opportunity arises for quick deals, cheap stocks. Okay, better audio recording software. My audio might be a little worse on this new software I'm using, but I can actually show you guys my actual account now because this software is a little better and it blocks out my account number, so that's pretty sweet. Okay, this is what we're looking at. Let's just look at the growth in the last month. Let's see this real quick. Okay, we're looking at 81% growth on the month. Okay. That's pretty sweet if you ask me. Okay, this is my biggest account. I do have several other portfolios, including my Robinhood portfolio. This is a little later, but we do have our Robinhood portfolio that we did go over in our Buy and End video. Please check that out if you did not. Quick plug, but I'm allowed to do plugs because this is the relevant information is done section. Irrelevant section. Yeah, so the quality of software and audio will increase consistently over basically the growth of the channel. Okay, so if I get 1,000 subscribers tomorrow, you know, I will be probably purchasing some good software, integrating that, slowly but surely will be integrated. Better audio, better quality. Expect that in the future. What does auspicious descent actually mean? Auspicious is basically a synonym for conducive. It basically means favorable to succeed or likely to succeed, likely to happen. And dissent is a differing opinion, a contrarian opinion. Okay, that opinion being invest in high growth, very speculative stocks. These would be, especially BioLace, this is a penny stock, obviously. And even all of these stocks, these would be considered basically speculative by mainstream people. This would be considered speculative and risky and gambling. Okay, I've heard people call what I do gambling. Okay, I strongly disagree with that. You've seen why. You've seen my price targets being hit a lot of the time, and we're not even a fourth of the way to March 4th, I believe, or we might be a third of the way, but we're not that close, and we've already hit most of these. We've almost hit BioLace, we've hit Microvision, we've almost hit. Actually, I think we have hit the end of your safe price target. Let's check real quick. I think we did hit 30. Okay, no, we hit 22. Well, we're already there almost. We're like halfway there to the end of your price target. Okay. Anyways. Yeah, that's pretty much what it means. It pretty much means likely to succeed. Contrarian opinion. I'm a contrarian by nature in a lot of things. Okay, so this is just what I do. Thought the name was pretty fitting. Follow Stocks You Own on Reddit and Twitter. Free Stocks Webull in the description. Pre-market and after-hours trading with Webull. Very few other brokers offer this. Come up with stocks I need to cover next. I will be covering them. There will be a mega video of like 10 to 15 stocks, maybe, or 8, something insane. That it will be just purely quick technicals. On all the stocks, or at least almost all of them that were recommended in the comments and suggested. I will be covering just the technical analysis on those. You're welcome. I love you guys. You're welcome. If you can't tell, I love you guys. I'm doing all this. Okay. Open a Roth IRA. Do that. Comment any questions. I will answer them. Robinhood, check the last BioNano video and see that. It's very good. Very funny in my opinion. Thank you very much, guys, and see you in the next one.